Okay, so we should be live right now. So good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Eric Chevrette from IT360 Financial. I'm joined here by Andrew Wall from CPA for IT. So today we're hosting a conversation about alternative approaches to home financing, specifically from the perspective of Islamic finance. Andrew and I are not scholars in Islamic finance, so our goal today is simply to learn and to help our audience better understand the principle behind these approach. So today I am, hold on one second, we're pleased to welcome our guest, which I met a couple of times, Dr. Benaissa. Dr. Benaissa is a doctor in theology and philosophy of Islamic jurisprudence and served as president of the Fatwa Committee of the Council of Imams of Quebec. He is widely respected for his work guiding Muslim communities on religious and ethical matters, including questions related to finance and everyday life. So, Dr. Benaissa, thank you very much for joining us today. It's so pleased to have you for our first session. We're going to do multiple sessions together, in the next couple of months. So very pleased to have you. So to start our conversation, hold on one second. For those in our audience who may not be familiar with Islamic finance, could you explain the key principle that guide financial decisions, especially when it comes to home ownership?
Thank you very much, first of all, for having me with you. I am very honored by this invitation, and I wish that I can give you some information, big image about Islamic financial issues, especially as a solution for the Muslim community in the West and those who are interested in the non-traditional ways of financing. To start, Islam started as a religion of traders. Even the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his wife, he started as work. He worked for his wife before, because it was a businesswoman. It was one of the wealthiest women in Mecca, and he started as trader. And from the age of 25 to age of 40, he was a trader, and he was known by his honesty, authenticity, and integrity. And this is why Khadija take the decision to take Muhammad as a husband. So it's difficult to be a commercial and kept the line of ethical issues. Even the Prophet says that the good commercial, the good traders, the good ones, those who respect the ethical barriers, the day of judgment, they will be with prophets and sent people. Because it's, it's التاج الصادق مع الأنبياء والصديقين. So it's a good way to have the paradise, is to be a good trader. After immigration from Mecca to Medina, all companions, including the Prophet, even him, they are just traders, commercial, because the people of Medina wasn't people of trade. They was just people of agriculture. Those who make trade was the Jewish community. So the first thing after building the mosque is to create a new market with these new rules. After, Islam spread in the world through commercial and trade. Even in Europe, even in the part of Asian part, And especially when all of these countries, we talk of, for example, India, China, Iran, Pakistan, all the Eastern world, Islam was spread just with traders. And in the West, we have many terms used till now came from the Muslim word of economic. For example, we have the term tarif.
Tarif. Yeah, we know about tarif these days.
Yeah, tarif.
We know about tarif a lot these days.
It's the word tarifa. It's not the price. It's not the cost. It's a percentage that the customer paid through in an insurance or for service. This tarifa.
Okay.
And the Muslim were using that for in the transportation of. We will talk that after in the insurance issues. We have, for example, check. Check is the Arabic word, means sak. Yeah, it's Arabic word. The check. Andrew, you are talking with us, Andrew?
No, I apologize.
Sorry.
So
we have the word checks. I mean that there's terms usually used, but the origin is Arabic. Check. We have sak. Sak is it's like a paper of agreements that this person has already paid this month, and now you use it as funds. We have the term risk.
Risk.
Yeah, the risk. We will see how the principle risk sharing. Risk in French, risk in it's a danger. Yeah. Risk is come from the word Arabic rizq. This is a good term. Means money or wealth or everything God gives to us as good things. For example, health is a risk, intelligence is a risk, but in general, risk is money.
Oh, okay.
So what we say now, no risk, no risk. If you don't take risk, you will not have risk. No risk, no money.
That is very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when we're going to talk about investment, I mean, yes.
Yeah, exactly. And we have other terms. So, one of the great Caliph Ali, it was a very smart guy. And they asked him why scholars and intelligent people, usually they are not wealthy people. He said,
why?
Because God counted the intelligence for them among their risk. This is why they haven't money.
Okay, so they have enough. They have
enough risk of intelligence. This is why they have short. Now they talk about the trade. The very smart people are not good for the business.
Hey, Dr. Benaissa.
So
many Canadians.
What I want to say that Islam is a religion based on trade, and trade is one of the most important parts in this religion, in the personality of the Prophet or in the religion himself. So, for the principle of Islamic finance, there is not very many condition. Because the first rule in Islamic finance is everything is permitted in basics. Everything. For example, if we have a new concept, for example, we have bitcoins. It's a new concept. The first judgment, the first qualification, we see that's okay. It's corrected. It's correct. It's accepted till the proof show us that there is a danger or there is something not accepted. In this basis, Islam push Muslim to innovate contracts and ways of trading. There is no 1, 2, 3 Islamic ways of make business. No. You have unlimited ways. This is the first one. So everything is permitted in basic. The second principle is the prohibition of riba, of interest, and we will talk about after why interest is not acceptable in Islamic finance. The third principle is avoiding the gharar. Gharar is the excessive uncertainty. For example, surprise boxes that Amazon, for example, sells. I will buy a box and I ignore what it's in it. I will pay $100. Perhaps I will find something to cost $5,000, for example. I am winner. But perhaps I will find just a garbage in it and I will lose my money. So I am not certain exactly what I will get. So this gharar, this is the base why gambling, for example, is prohibited. Because we are not certain what we will get. And the fourth principle is the ethical investment. We talked about investment must avoid industries such as gambling, alcohol, and other problems. We talk about the subject. For example, we cannot make, for example, medication or drugs contain poison, for example. This is the subject. I have the industry, but what I make is not good for the health of people, so that it's prohibited. So this is in general the principles. And when it comes with the mortgage, we will see the issue of riba, of interest. Secondly, we will see the issue of transparency, because the time we will have the contracts is not as clear as. And I make it to the last is the question of the risk sharing. This is mentioned in the Quran when God said, فَلَكُمْ رُؤُوسُ أَمْوَالِكُمْ لَا تَظْلِمُونَ وَلَا تُظْلَمُونَ. You will have your capital. You have not the right to be unjust or submit the injustice. So the equality between the two parts of equals. And this question is very important because the classical model gives all the rights for the banks, for example, for the investors, and the buyers, This is what we can say at this beginning.
Okay, so to move forward on the interest thing, many Canadians are used to traditional mortgages based on interest. Okay, so could you help us understand why interest is avoided in Islamic finance and how that shapes alternative home financing structures? Because for me, and for Andrew, the only thing we pretty much know is you want a house, you go to the bank, you give a down payment, and you pay interest to the bank, So when we had the meeting
in Toronto,
together,
how do you get a house without a mortgage, with the costs being what they are these days?
Yeah.
Exactly.
This is the 1 million question.
Yeah.
So
more like $1.5 million these days.
Yeah. That is
how do you answer that, Dr. Benaissa?
Yeah. First of all, we have to know what's riba, interest. Riba in Arabic and even in Hebrew, riba, is from the origin, the increase. Raba, it increased. This is why $100 became $120. And even we have the name of God, Rabb, Al-Rabb, God, Seigneur. Why we call God Rabb? We have just one letter missed for riba. Raba Alif. And the Rabb is just Raba. Because God raised us, created us, and He created all of this for us, and we will grow corporally and spiritually. So riba is just this increase, this extra.
Okay.
The riba is prohibited not just in Islam, but in all religion before, especially in Judaism, even in Christianity. This is the same. And it's considered one of the biggest and the most biggest sin. And in the Quran, God says that those who make riba declare a war against God and his messenger. Or the inverse,
Wow.
God declared the war against those who make riba.
Okay.
Just to see you have to see. We have two parts. Those who gave the money
The loan?
and they will want interest. And those who are in need to get money and they will pay the interest. The war, in principle, is declared for those who gave to eat. The second part are the poor people, the needy people. But in Islam, we have text to say that all parts they will participate in this contract of riba are the same, are similar. Why? To not encouraging these people to get this type of contract.
So it's like taking advantage of. That's what you mean. You know, it's like
it's not a boycotting this, because if you accept to trade with him, you are encouraging him. But in principle, the bad things is for assuming for the part who gave to win. But the second part is the weak part. Yeah. So why it's prohibited? Because which person who we will ask to ask money, to ask credit, is the person in need. And the person in need, we have to help him, not to take this position of weakness as a position of power for us, and we will ask 30%, 40%, 60%, because we know he has no choice. He has no choice. He will say, he will say yes, because imagine a person who needs 5K or 50K to make a surgery for his daughter. Yeah, he has no door for him. If you will tell him,
whatever the cost,
you will 200%, he will do yes. Yeah,
because
so
he needs
in
it.
This case,
he's in need.
So those who will make interest for the needy, they are prevention, exploitation of needy person. This is unjust. This is unjust. This is the reason why riba is interest. There is many other reasons, but this is the first one. The first one is people who are in need, we have to help them, not make them a subject of winning. If you want to make money with trade and share the risk. Share the risk. And what we will happen after?
Discuss.
After 2 months, 3 months, where's the 50K? Who will be able to make 50K in 3 months? And he's already have problems. So it came the turn, I will give you an extra 6 months, but I will raise
the interest again.
The interest. And the people this person, what will be? It will be a slave.
Right.
A slave.
May I ask a question?
Yes, Andrew, ask the question, please.
Yeah, I certainly understand the morality of what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And it's quite altruistic, and I love it. Where I get a bit confused, because it sounds like it's prohibited from both sides. Like it makes perfect sense to me that it's prohibited to charge interest and take advantage of people who may be in need.
Yeah.
Maybe you can help me to understand, why is it prohibited for someone to pay interest on a mortgage? Do you know what I mean? If they think it's reasonable, how come it's prohibited from that side as well?
I told you, just imagine that everybody in this case, he will make loan with interest, trading with interest. We will encourage these people to make this kind of business. But if people will boycott this kind of business, they will not use it.
I see.
It's
to prevent
encouraging.
To prevent people who are maybe not Muslim
But
who would
if
follow
one
these alternative
exactly.
rules.
Yeah. Now I will answer. For example, the Council of Fatwa in Europe, of Scholar of Europe, 20 years ago, they gave this fatwa. Fatwa is a religious opinion of Islam.
Okay.
They said that having a house is one of the necessity of the life. Yeah. And in Islam, we have that darura, necessity, make prohibited things legal. For example, drink alcohol is prohibited in Islam. But if you are in restaurants and you are eating, you are blocked. And you need the water. There is no water, there's just a wine behind you. So you have the right to drink just to find
to survive,
to
find a solution.
So this
to
necessity
it's
make illegal things permitted, but in general, they said that the Muslim community in the West have the right to buy houses with banks and with riba, because having a house is a necessity of life. This is in the Quran. God speaks with Adam, the first human, and when he placed in the garden, the paradise, said to him, you will have in Arabic, you will not be hungry or naked. So eating and have clothing are two necessary of the life. And وَإِنَّكَ لَا تَظْمَأُ فِيهَا وَلَا تَضْحَى. You will not be you will find water, and you will not leave uncovered.
Okay.
You will have a home. And
a roof
scholars,
over
they said
your head.
the 4 pillars of life: eating, drinking, clothing, and housing.
Okay, so there's ways in.
This is the basic of life. And they said that having a house, having a home is one of the basis of this. This is why they gave the fatwa to the Muslim community. Many people are now using these traditional ways with banks based on this fatwa. But there is a condition. For example, they haven't the right, for example, to buy a luxury house.
Right.
And they haven't the right, for example, to buy 2 or 3 apartments, to make 2 for investment and 1 for living. They haven't the right to make this for investing, just for living. You know?
And a reasonable house.
Yeah, just
not a mention.
Because it's riba, you make the minimum. You make the minimum. So this is the answer of your question, because the bad is for the other costs. The cost for those who gave money with interest.
Basically, it's a way to discourage the people to do it. You know what I mean?
Well,
so if there's no buyer, there's no seller. You know. So,
exactly.
Yeah, okay.
If there's no
For example, you will tell me. For example, if this is the main point is a humanitarian point. So we have to help needy person. This is why even the problem of the value. If you, for example, you gave $10,000 to your friend, for example, to help him to buy a house, and this is 10 years or 15 years. 10,000 before 10 years is not the same value now.
Right.
Yeah. The Muslim jurists now have 2 points. The first one, they say, even the value change, the transaction wasn't the commercial transaction. It was a humanitarian
It was a
transaction.
gift.
Right.
Was a
It was
gift.
a
Yeah.
gift. So
Okay.
you gave
It's just
10,000,
inflation.
you will
It's
get
not
10,000.
interest.
Others,
Yeah.
they said, no, you have to see the value. 10,000 before 20 years, for example.
Is now
I can, for
20,000.
example, buy a new car,
Yeah.
Corolla, for example. Now,
Yeah.
you have the three, this 10,000, the value of 30,000. And this is what the Quran said. لا تظلمون ولا تظلمون. You will get your capital, your value. Sometimes even those who gave money will have the risk to be
To have less.
losers. So this is,
Yeah.
but the second opinion is the opinion of the majority of jurists modern. So
Okay.
in this case of the question is, but who is we will ask for $1 million or $2 million is not a needy person. This is the question. Now, in this case, person who will want to invest and get money in this big months, we will not use credit loan or as a form of investing. We will use other forms to, for example, for share the risk. For example, the bank will give 2 million, and they will make every condition for it to guarantee the investment. But the person who get 2 millions, he is in the risk. So the bank is 100% winner. Sometimes they will ask a guarantee, the house, land, money. If you lose the business, I will get my money. Often the house, the amount is higher than the amount you get. So the bank is in security. And the last principle I mentioned is to risk sharing. You know, there is no risk sharing. But if the bank will invest as this principle that yes, I will win with you, I will lose with you. This another ways, not I will give you a loan or a credit and you have to give me the capital and the interest. No. Okay. You enter with 50%, I am 50%, we will work together. If we win both. If we lose, you lose your money and I lose my money, my hard work.
Okay. But I want to add something and ask the question, the next question. But before, if there's any question online, please share the question. I will see them on my screen, and I will ask your question to Dr. Benaissa. But if I want to recap,
there is the 2 or 3 points for why riba is haram. I will get it in rapid, fast, if you want. Okay. So it's not just the humanitarian or ethical issue. This is the first one, the biggest one. But even in economics ways, there is a problem. Avoiding a concentration of wealth among lenders and rich people. This way of riba makes those who have money, their wealth grows and grows. And those who are poor, they will be poorest and poor. So the money will not turn equally. In the Quran, Allah Ta'ala says, لِكَيْ لَا يَكُونَ دُولَةً بَيْنَ الْأَغْنِيَاءِ مِنْكُمْ. In the means that the money, God perhaps prohibits things, trade, and he said, that the wealth not be concentrated between just the wealthy people amongst you. So God wants the wealth be amongst everybody. Yeah. Third point is encouraging real economic activity such as trade and investment. In the Quran, the people who makes riba, they told why riba is prohibited. Why? It's like the trade. I will buy a phone, 500. I will sell it 600, I will get a raise 100. And riba, I will give 500, and after a month I will get 100 extra. This is the same. Yeah.
But
I see the argument. Yeah.
yeah.
But it looks similar to us, but it's not the same.
إنما البيع مثل الربا. They said trade is like riba. It's not riba is like trade. Riba is like trade. Allah Ta'ala did, but God authorized trade and prohibited riba. Why? Because in trade, there is a commercial activity. For example, if I will buy a phone, I will get in the place of the person who sell it. So I have to make the gas and make the trade, and I will call the phone. So I have to get a plan of phone. I have to pay the gas. So there are other people who will win with me. And when I sell the phone, I make effort. There is added value. But in the case of riba, the money is the money, and I get 100. I have not done nothing.
Okay.
So it's increased, but there is no activity in real world. So trade make economy in motivation, in action. And wealth is like the blood. Money is like the blood. And the economic world is like the body. You know, if the healthy body is the blood turn actively. But if the blood stocks and stop, bye the body.
Okay, and we have a question from the audience, Dr. Benaissa, from Sarah.
This is so just as we have humanitarian cause and economic causes also.
Okay, so we have a question from the audience. You know, Sarah, when someone wants to buy a home using an Islamic compliance structure, what does the transaction typically look like in practice compared to a conventional mortgage?
Yeah. So the traditional way is the bank lends money. The buyer repays the principals, the capitals, and the interest. And the interest increase with time. This is the traditional way. So it contains interest riba. This is why it's not accepted. Now, as a solution, we talk about what Islamic finance present as a solution for as a new contract. What we will say? The first one for halal mortgage, we can talk about murabaha. What's murabaha is a cost plus sale. The structure, what? The institution buys the house. It sells the house to the client at a higher price, and the payment is made in installment. For example, the house of 400,000, for example, and the buyers, he will talk with the
seller or the
seller. I will give you 120K on 10 years. So buy me the house, this house, and for 400,000, and I will give you 120K as cost plus sell as a gain.
So cost plus, what you call cost plus.
This is the simplest way. It's like buying something.
A phone at 400 and selling the phone at 500.
Yeah,
you know?
And the amount is fixed. For example, 2,000, 3,000 every month during 10 years, 15 years, and it's very clean and easy.
Okay.
This is the simplest way. And there is, I think there is some institution or start to make it. Menzil, for example, in Toronto, Ontario, and they are working, I think, in all Canada. The first name of Manzil was Murabaha. Is the same thing. Murabaha is this sale, was that? Cost plus sale. This is the name. And they changed it to Manzil. Manzil means house.
Okay.
And they started with this contract. They got investors, millionaires, and they you mentioned the house, and they calculate the amount of what we will win with you, and they make a simple contract with you.
And that's okay for you.
Yeah, this is like buying anything else. This
just another form of trade.
It's a trade.
Yeah, the basic trade
principle.
Yeah. The second ways or second kind of contract is lease to own, ijara.
Okay, yeah. I'm familiar with that. Yeah.
This I think it's already existed as contracts, and this the institution buy the house, client rent the property, and gradually the client buys the bank's share. And this is ways of to make this, but this is in general.
And after a while, the house belongs to the guy who has the own lease to own.
Little bit complicated because it's rent, finishing by being an owner. So you have to see the condition and in the contract. But this is the second, and this kind of contract is using by ijara. Ijara,
okay.
Its name ijara. And this is, I think it started in USA, and they comes here in
Canada,
for 20 or 30 years. But they use another formula. And we have the third one is we have the diminution partnership. In Arabic on dit al-musharaka al-mutanaqisa. This is the most famous contract using now because it's similar to the contract of the bank. How it works. The bank and the client, both of them, buy the property together. For example, the client will pay 10% or 20%, and the bank will pay the rest, 90%, for example. And the ownership for both of them. After, the bank will rent his part to the client. So the client will pay a rent, and he make a promise that he will sell his part during 10 or 20 years for the rental. So you will pay 2 a month. Every month you will pay the rent, which will be what the bank will win, and we will pay the amount of the capital. And gradually, yes, the amount of rent diminishing, and this is why they said diminishing partnership. Yeah.
Okay, I
With
see.
time, your part will be growth, and the part of the bank will diminish. This is similar to what the banks. You pay the capital and the interest. The interest is what the bank win.
Okay.
And the capital is your house. In this case, what the bank will win is the rent, and you will pay the capital through years. This is this structure and this diminution musharaka. I think the institution of Zero Mortgage Canada, Zero Mortgage, use this.
That's the name of the company.
Yeah, Zero Mortgage. Manzil use that. Cordoba use that. Most of them use that. You use this. It's not 100% clear, but in the OWAFI has accredited this contract with condition. But this is the 3 ways how we can Of course, there is ways. If you get Qard Hassan, what will mean Qard Hassan? If you have a friend millionaire, he will give you just loans of $400,000 or $500,000, and he will tell you, take your time, pay 5 or 10 years, you can pay me the same amount. You have to meet this angel to make it. This is a way to make a loan with zero interest, but I don't think that is a solution for everybody.
Everyone.
That's why these three solutions are in the table, and the banks can use any formula of them.
Okay. So I have another question coming from the audience. I mean, it's linked to what you just discussed, obviously. For Muslims living in Canada, what are the biggest challenges or misconceptions around accessing Sharia compliant home financing?
Yeah, you have this big issue of getting home without this problem of interest. For me, is the both sides. We have, for example, if we take United Kingdom as an example.
Okay.
One of them, the biggest example of taking Islamic finance. We have more than, for example, 30 institutions in United Kingdom that use 20 banks offering Islamic financial services in United Kingdom. And for me, I see there is a window, there's a big door between Canada and United Kingdom. They offer an Islamic finance solution. And even in the rest of Europe, in Germany, in French a little bit, there in Switzerland, they have Islamic financial products. For me, is the name of Islamic, who make banks and financial institution afraid of it. For me, we can't bypass the name of Islamic, because people don't make the difference between political Islam and financial economic Islam. One is say, for example, is the three option are Islamic option. What do you see? Is there any booga booga solution in it?
No.
There is no the magic
it makes sense.
spell in it. It's just a trade. And for me, using Islamic is not a good way. At least here, we can use a new term, and it's accepted, ethical accepted. That's good. And there is a historical problem, issues or background to have this sensitivity against everything who is Islamic. Even the Islam law, for example, using the term Sharia. Here we have the definition: Islamic finance is a financial system based on the principle of Sharia. Sharia means the source. Islamic is law. Why using this term Sharia to afraid people? Sharia means the law. That means this term is just in Arabic with the source of law. So for me, the first step is, I think this kind of meetings and people will see and know that there is no problem, there is no issue behind that. That this is the ignorance, and we have the situation that we are the enemy of everything we ignore. So we start by knowing each other. Yeah. For example, this is why the example, the model of United Kingdom is a good example. 20.
But if we compare that to Canada, Dr. Benaissa,
and we are the same.
In Canada, we don't have a lot. How many bank or institution, let's call them how many institutions in Canada would do something that would fit the profile? Is there suppliers of product like that? You name one, but is there more? Like I was surprised that there's 20 in the UK. Here in Canada, is there a couple that people can use to buy a house?
Even for the economic of Canada and the Western economic in general, the Islamic finance just in 2024, the amount is $4 trillion.
A lot of money.
$4 trillion. It's not here in Canada. The Muslims are 2.3 million. Most of them they are not owners because this problem issue of riba. So imagine how if we take the rules that the customer is a king, just we will offer him something who will acceptable in the financial system, Canadian financial system, and the Islamic value. And you will see there's many ways to make it.
There's a market there. That's what
there's
you
a
say,
market.
There's a market there.
And there's needs. Imagine how many family left Canada just because they can't
have a roof over there.
Yeah, and the house is not just a building; it's the life.
It's home.
So for the Muslim community, there is some solution. We have, for example, ijara. If you ask question, you can make it, Angel.
Well, I'll let you finish because I'm curious to know how many there are out there. But I have a follow-up question on my own. Is like, as an accountant with Muslim clients and clients of, we're Toronto. We're very multicultural. We have clients of all denominations. Are there misconceptions or challenges that I should know about and understand? Because the purpose of me being here today is to learn and to educate myself. Are there things that I should know as an accountant trying to assist? Like our mission here at CPA4IT is to help our clients organize their finances, create wealth, and transform wealth into a legacy.
Yeah.
Learning about riba is really interesting to me. And are there other challenges or misconceptions that I should be aware of in trying to serve the Muslim
community?
What I can say, it's complicated when it comes through the mortgage. But just to clarify things, the religious opinion here, if there is an urgent need to get a house, it's okay for the Muslim family to get a house even through the bank. Just don't think that it's prohibited for everybody. No. But if there is urgent need, it's okay. And personally, I received, for example, a call from a woman just lose her husband, and she had a daycare, and the owner told that this is the last year, and this is the only one way to get living here. So she have to buy a house to offer
continue our business, continue the service.
Her and her kids. This is the cases. So if there is an urgent need, there is no problem. But I told you there is some solution, financial solution like ijara, like Qurtuba, like Manzil, zero mortgage. Ikraz, the last one appears, Ikraz, and they are using Murabaha, Ikraz, EQRAZ.
What would be nice, Dr. Benaissa, is those names, if we could have them, after the webinar, and share them to our client base, because obviously
I will send you the file
the link.
All of the information of this solution and the formula of contract they offering.
That would be amazing, so we can at least share some other professional that can help our clients to access to a home. Thank you.
Yeah, but hopefully that the banks here and the institutions take this issue seriously, because it's not just a huge economic loss for everybody, but it's the life of thousands of families here. Personally, for example, 16 years here in Canada, and I haven't a home here. I rent.
Yeah.
You don't have a house.
Well,
I am the first example.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
this just
and I can tell you,
there
like,
is some issues, for example, for this institution, the down payment usually starts at 20%, because you know this issue of assurance of mortgage. This is why, to avoid this condition, they make the 20%.
The threshold is 20%,
and this is not so easy for
everybody.
Yeah. For example, the example of Cordoba, you have to pay 80 or 90,000 as down payment to. This is not easy at all.
So it eliminates a lot of
people. You have to be a doctor to buy the house.
And to be honest, $80,000 to $90,000 will not get you a family home. If that's 20% of the down payment here in Toronto, that's not getting you a family home.
Exactly.
That's getting you a 1-bedroom like coffin of a condo.
Yeah,
exactly.
it would work in Quebec.
There is another Ajial, for example, they use in the rent model. They ask just 5%. Because they have to sign a mortgage traditional contract as a guarantee, and this is another issue.
I know a little bit your answer.
I'll give you some
I know a little bit. Sorry, doctor. Yeah, sorry. I know a little bit what you're gonna answer, because you plant a seed, to the financial institution. But as a last question, because we're coming to an end already. Thank you for everything that you shared with us. I don't know about you, Andrew, but it was enlightening. There's so much that we don't know, and it helps us to get a better understanding. But what do you wish financial professional in Canada better understood about Islamic finance and the needs of Muslim clients? If you want to reiterate a little bit what you just mentioned,
Yeah, exactly. What I wish and I hope that that one day this institution see the needs, the urgent needs of the Muslim community to get home and houses like everybody else, and we have to go through these terminology issues and even the historical background of the conflict, what we have or what we hear, and see exactly what perhaps we will find many things to add in to ensure our economics. In 2008, when the big collapse economic in USA, you see, all the Islamic banks was not impacted with this issue. All of them, no one, even a single one. Why? Because the one of the principle is not to invest in interest, and is no real things in real goods.
Yeah.
So this risk was very limited. And imagine that this principle behind things of religious issues, just economic things, because when God gave us barriers and limits, it's for our interest, our goods.
Yeah.
So why the Canadian economic doesn't get these good principles and make it not just for as a solution for a small community or minority, but to empowering our local economy, and this is the history of the humanity. If we are closed on ourselves, we will never grow. But if we open doors and windows with others, we will make many things good.
Everybody
so hopefully
better.
that this illusionary barriers collapse, and we start new ways of
doing things.
each others.
So I have
Absolutely.
some comments from the audience. Go ahead, Andrew, before I pass the message to Dr. Benaissa, about some comments from the audience. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, one of my dad's biggest values that he taught me was the best way to help yourself is by helping others. And I know that, I was just watching the episode of The Diary of a CEO. I don't know if you guys watch that podcast at all. On this episode, he had a guest who was talking about financial success. And there's a direct correlation between financial success and home ownership. And it's been mathematically proven across pretty much all cultures. And the ability to have a home and own a home and invest in a home directly dictates your ability to grow financially and succeed. So I really appreciate you educating us and myself and the community on how the Muslim community has the opportunity to overcome the challenges that they face to remain Sharia compliant, to be able to still have home ownership in a way that's compliant with their faith. So thank you for sharing that with us and giving us the opportunity to share that knowledge with our clients. So I just want to say thank you very much for the opportunity to learn and to share.
Thank you, Andrew. And Dr. Benaissa, someone said thank you for your insight. Very informative session. I learned a lot. So again, stay tuned. We're gonna do that same webinar. Will be in French in 2 weeks, and we're gonna have 2 other sessions in the next couple of months. So one session will be about investment to be compliant, and another one will be about all insurance products and strategy. So stay tuned. We will communicate the information in the next couple of days about these sessions coming live to you. Again, Dr. Benaissa, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Really, you help us out a lot. And I know that the viewers were very happy with your knowledge and insight. Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Bye for now, everybody.
See you next